Reporting from Ukraine update. Ukraine conducted strikes on multiple Russian military targets in southern Ukraine, including near Taganrog, Setovo, and Crimea. The strikes targeted airfields, helicopter repair facilities, and ships. The strikes destroyed or damaged many Russian aircraft and helicopters, limiting Russia's air capabilities in the region. A shipyard was also struck, destroying the Russian ship Askold, which could carry cruise missiles. Ukraine cleverly used decoys and coordinated strikes to overload and confuse Russian air defenses during the operation. Meanwhile, Ukrainian HIMARS and drones continue to strike Russian ground targets like artillery and armored vehicles. A strike on a Russian battalion killed up to 120 soldiers. Ukraine says it will soon receive long-range ATACMS missiles capable of striking deep into Russian-held territory. This could threaten Russian rear areas. The goal of the strikes was to degrade Russian air power and missile launch capability in the south, limiting Russia's ability to strike Ukrainian infrastructure ahead of winter. The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine, November 8, 2023. Sabotage of Russian railways by anti-war activists continues to be a major challenge for Russia 17 months after it began. Research suggests there have been 76 cases of railway sabotage that reached court since the invasion as of October 2023. Over 130 people, mostly under 24, have been prosecuted. Notices have been put on railway infrastructure since early 2023 warning that sabotage can be punished with life imprisonment. Russia's military logistics, including supplying the war in Ukraine, rely heavily on its 33,000 kilometers of railway. With most overt dissent banned in Russia, sabotage remains an appeal for some young people as a form of protest against the special military operation. The Institute for the Study of War Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment. Ukrainian forces continued counteroffensive operations near Bakhmut and western Zaporizhia Oblast on November 8. The Ukrainian General Staff reported Ukrainian forces are continuing offensive operations near Melitopol in western Zaporizhia Oblast and near Bakhmut. Russian sources claimed Ukraine conducted assaults near Robotyne, Novoprokopivka, and Verbov, areas south and east of Bakhmut. Ukrainian President Zelensky said Ukraine has a battlefield plan for 2024 but cannot disclose details. Zelensky said Ukraine has plans to advance in southern Ukraine, eastern Ukraine, Kherson Oblast, and specific occupied cities. Ukraine is continuing counteroffensive operations without interruption on several fronts, and officials say these will continue into winter. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. Russian military bloggers claim commanders may be using inaccurate maps when making decisions. Putin promoted 44 military and internal affairs officers to general rank, including Eastern Forces Commander Kuzmenko. Putin will likely avoid focusing his 2024 campaign on the Ukraine war, but rather on Russia's supposed stability. Ukrainian partisans assassinated a prominent Luhansk People's Republic official accused of war crimes. Russia conducted offensive operations along several fronts, including near Bakhmut, and made some advances. Russia is trying to reacquire military components it previously sold to states like Egypt and Belarus. Russian occupation administrations continue integrating occupied territories into Russian governance. Ukraine's Armed Forces General Staff update. Day 623 of Russia's attempted full-scale invasion continues. 57 combat engagements occurred. Russia launched 2 missile strikes, 30 air strikes, and 59 multiple launch rocket system attacks against Ukrainian positions and settlements, wounding civilians and damaging infrastructure. Russia conducted another missile strike with a Kh-31 missile, targeting a civilian vessel. Fighting remains difficult in eastern and southern Ukraine. Russian forces maintain presence near the border, shelling settlements in Ukraine. Ukraine repelled Russian assault attempts near several towns in Donetsk and Luhansk regions. Russia conducted airstrikes and shelling on numerous settlements across Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson regions. Ukraine continues offensive operations near Melitopol and Bakhmut, inflicting losses on Russian forces. Ukraine's Air Force conducted 6 airstrikes on Russian targets, and missile forces struck Russian artillery, ammo depots, troops, air defense radars, and electronic warfare systems.